under the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. A very simple but yet a very powerful mission altogether. If you go through the lines, now, when you look into the schemes, NSIC facilitates this micro, small, medium enterprises. Marketing, as all of us know, is more from an advertising perspective. We know marketing only as an ad. Good morning and welcome to the first session in Unit 4. ESBM, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management, where we are going to talk about the need for financial assistance. Now, in the previous sessions, we would have discussed about how we are starting up a small business and what are the different functionaries and people who are helping us in terms of starting up that particular business. Now, we are going in continuation to the next unit where we are talking about the various institutions who are ready to help people in terms of the financial assistance. So, starting with the first one today is going to be the NSIC, which is nothing but the National Small Industries Corporation. This is a very, very important organization which is a ISO 9001 certified by the Government of India enterprise under the Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises. So quite a reputed institution. It serves for a very great purpose in terms of helping those small-time entrepreneurs to make up their industries to the big level. Now, NSIC has been working to promote and make the small scale industries go up to a great level. The reason here is that this is a core centric organization specially focused upon only on the small, micro, medium enterprises. So the Government of India has given a complete autonomy in terms of making the work even more interesting and trying to build up on the entire organizational factors. Now, one thing that we need to understand here is that though the NSIC works throughout the country wide in terms of networks, the technical centers, it has also got up a training cum incubation center which is managed by professional manpower. So one side, though it is a governmental organization, but still it works like any other small scale institute altogether, which goes ahead and takes care of the professional training, the professional need, and in terms of setting up the entire institution in the long run. So they have all over India branches and technical training institutes which are managed by professional people, and they are being taken in charge of guiding the small-time entrepreneurs. Moving forward, let's first try to understand the mission and vision here. The mission of NSIC is to promote, support the micro, medium, small scale sector. A very simple but yet a very powerful mission altogether. If you go through the lines, to promote and support, these two words are very, very critical today. One side, you need the government to promote employment, promote growth. So definitely you need to promote the small scale industrial sector. So in that context, NSIC is definitely a very big supporting hand for us. It is definitely coming in hand in terms of promoting all the small scale industries so that they start going forward. The next thing is that when you talk about the support function, once you have started your industrial hub, your small business altogether, you always want to go back and take some professional help. You always want somebody who can guide you through this process, who can tell you every time what exactly are the challenges, how we can overcome the system and different factors. So in that context, definitely NSIC has done a great job, followed by providing integrated services encompassing market, technology, finance, and other services. So when you talk about that integration, this is very, very important. Why? Because the one-stop solution for the small-time entrepreneurs in this world is definitely NSIC, especially to the Indian context. Why? Because they have marketing, they have finance, they have technology, they have the operational capacity, and they also have consulting services which would make the micro and the small scale industries really take up the entire work in a very concise manner, followed by the vision factor here. Now, in the vision factor, to be a premium organization fostering the growth, so they want to be a completely focused organization trying to promote the entire micro, small, medium enterprises organization. Their focus is not on MNCs, their focus is not on the IT sector, their focus is not on the pharma sector, but their focus is primarily on the MSME sector. So which means this is very, very clearly told in terms of factor. So when we talk about the NSIC, their sole focus typically remains in terms of promoting only the MSME sector and not any other sector. The vision is so built in, the vision is so focused here that they do not want to go ahead and rebuild the entire India through again concentrating on the public sectors, on the big MNCs. Rather, they want to focus on the medium and small scale industries, which could be a very big success in the coming years, followed by the schemes of NSIC. Now, when you look into the schemes, NSIC facilitates this micro, small, medium enterprises with a set of specially tailored schemes to enhance their competitiveness. Now, this is where you have to appreciate the qualities of NSIC. Why do I say this? Because they have got a tailor-made solution that is going on in terms of building up the enterprise. This is very, very important. Why? Because if you go to the NSIC as a packaging industry, you need a different set of consulting, you need a different set of mind to understand and to promote that industry. If you go to NSIC with the mind that I want to start a small food processing unit, then that requires a different set of idea, strategy altogether. So what does NSIC primarily do is that look into your business and create a tailor-made solution for you, a specific solution for you, so that you are able to take forward and build this entire sector. Followed by the NSIC provides integrated support under marketing, technology, finance, which will be of a very great value altogether, because they understand that for every industry today, marketing is mandatory, IT is mandatory, financial aspects are mandatory, and also you need to have some guidance in terms of operation. So the NSIC takes up the moral responsibility of not just promoting the ideas and concept, but they also take the responsibility of integrating various services together so that the medium enterprises can definitely move forward and create a whole lot of opportunities in the coming years. Followed by the marketing support. Let's try to understand how does marketing work for a small scale industry altogether. Now, marketing, as all of us know, is more from an advertising perspective. We know marketing only as an ads or the promotional aspect. But when it comes to the small scale industry, this is more important. Why? Because the survival of MSMEs today is entirely built on this intensely competitive market. Now, what is happening is that with the advent of internet, social media coming into picture, the small scale industries find it extremely competitive to survive, because the large industries have got so much of connection. Like most of the large industries have a Facebook, they have an Instagram, they have various other methods to promote, plus they have brand ambassadors, role models, and they have the brand identities, entities in different forms and format. But then for the small scale industry, they cannot afford so much in terms of marketing. So what happens here is that they go back and fall on to NSIC, which starts providing them a huge amount of support in terms of marketing. So how do they typically do it? They find out schemes to support the enterprise with their marketing efforts. What do they typically do is that they typically find out the areas which is essential for them in terms of building the brand, in terms of emphasizing the importance of marketing altogether. Now, if you see here, what they typically try to build upon is they first try to make the small enterprise in their individual capacity face problems in terms of procurement. So first they look into the factor, they create a consortia of micro and small manufacturing units which produce the same kind of product by pooling in onto their capacity. Why? Because once you start understanding this marketing, it is not going to be a simple example or an exercise. So what does NSIC do? First, it starts pulling up the data together. It starts finding out how this data can be understood, how this data can be carried forward. It starts building up the entire exercise. It starts building up the entire process and starts applying it to the capacity here. Now, once that is being done, once you start seeing that application coming in, the NSIC applies tenders on behalf of single MSME, the consortia of MSEs, or for securing orders from them. So this becomes very, very important for them. These orders are then distributed amongst the MSME to tune their production capacity. So what do we do here is that we take forward in terms of understanding the entire fraction, the entire opportunity here, and we start looking into this factor. We float tenders. They start giving in different kinds of orders, and these orders are then distributed among the MSMEs to tune their production capacity. So that's how NSIC creates a bridge. It creates a pool of applicants put together, finds out where the best match is available, take that particular match, apply it to these small scale industries, which will provide them a bigger opportunity altogether. Followed by the single point registration for government purchase. NSIC enlists these micro small enterprises under single point registration scheme. This is very, very important for us to learn. Why? Because we need to understand this from the government participation in purchases factors altogether. So for example, if the micro industries want to purchase something in a government auction, they create this window so that all those micro and small medium enterprises can make the government purchases. Followed by the units are enlisted under the scheme are eligible to get benefits under the public procurement of micro and small medium enterprises order, which was passed on in the year 2012, notified by the Government of India. And you can see the Gazette notification which has taken place on the date 23/3/2012, and the amendment to the same was also brought in the year November 2018. The enlistment is completely online. Any one of us can just go on to this website and see nsicproonline.com, where NSIC, the procurement function, is also given. So you can go to the website, you can see that what are all the procurement, what are all the factors that are available, and under this sector you can definitely look into it, and you will be also able to participate in terms of the government auctions and purchases altogether. Followed by the issue of tender sets are also free of cost. So there's an exemption that has been given of earnest money deposit. So you don't have to worry about borrowing money or at a higher rate of interest. In the tender, participating MSMEs quoting the price band between L1 plus 15%, that is the level 1 plus 15%, shall also be allowed to supply a portion of 25% of the requirement by bringing down their price to L1 price, whereas L1 is non-MSME. So what we are typically trying to do is that we are trying to provide the same kind of opportunity to the MSMEs like any other industries altogether, so that even they get an idea, they get an opportunity to participate and take it forward. Now, the consortia facility for tender marketing, which is also a very important factor here, has been spoken up in different lengths and different ideology altogether. So definitely when you start seeing this factor, they are of a very great value. They are of a great, entirely a different ball length altogether. Why? Because they are trying to create something which is very, very important today. They are actually trying to do something where every single industry can participate in an open tender auction, and everybody will get an opportunity to take part in all the business opportunities given by the government. Now, for example, if there is a small power project where they need some ancillary things, or an automobile business unit where some ancillary parts have to be manufactured, or in a healthcare project, or in a renewable energy project, you will be able to see that there are several micro and small scale industries which have the capacity. But the only challenge here is that they're not being given the platform to perform. And that's where NSIC comes in and provides the huge platform in terms of running up the business. Now, MSME, Global Market B2B Web Portal, which is a very beautiful one that has been created. Now, why we say that is because information is today becoming very, very vital, and it's similar to the air we breathe. So we cannot live without information. We have come to that stage. In fact, today we have gone to that level that without having our mobile phones in our hand, we cannot live without them even for a day. That is why, because the factors of information has completely engrossed upon the mankind, and without the information coming across, you feel that as if you are completely isolated from this world. So with all those factors keeping in mind, every minute, every second, we are increasing the intensity of information that is going through our websites, going through our competition factors. And what is happening here is that as the competition has increased, the melting away of international boundaries and demand for information is reaching new heights. There was a time when India felt that even exporting to the neighboring countries was difficult. How am I going to market myself in an unknown land altogether? But today, there is no boundary at all. An Indian product might be available in Norway, might be available in Finland, might be available in Poland also. Why? Because today we are talking about a global village where information is spread across all wings, all areas, without any kind of restriction altogether. So what is happening here is that we are trying to reach several places without any kind of factors here. So this is going to be a very big challenge. This is going to be a very great demand that we are talking about. Now, the next thing is that the NSIC is realizing the needs of MSME and it's offering intermediary services, which is one-stop window bucket kind of aids, which we are going to provide in terms of the information to business, technology and finance, and also provide some core competencies altogether. Which means to say that now if you start analyzing this, most of the MSMEs have always failed in terms of understanding their core competency model. Now that's where NSIC comes and tells to these industries that yes, you can perform better. All you need is to understand your competency models with your capability, and then once you start matching it with the advanced technology that's available today, you can probably reach heights. So NSIC has been able to create that sort of a superpower in terms of the MSME. Followed by the corporation offering intermediary services, where we are going to see here the msmemart.com, which is a business-to-business portal, and you will be able to cater to the needs of hundreds and thousands of people across the globe. Now, what is available in that membership is you can create your company's web page in minutes, you can display your products 24/7, connect with your buyers and suppliers globally, informations, events and exhibition, keyword-based unlimited tender alert. So now you are able to see that you are able to make your business reach greater heights. Why? Because your business is now going 24/7. There was a time when we used to believe that 9 to 5 is the office hours. But today, there is no point of looking into the watch, looking into the clock, because 24/7 somebody is there on the net trying to procure information, trying to gain some knowledge, trying to access your business altogether. So that means the business also has to go 24/7 live, and that has been possible by the NSIC. So that's where I see the MSME Global Mart coming into picture as a very great boon for these small-time entrepreneurs. Now, the next thing is that we also talk about franchisee distribution opportunities, request for quotations, trade leads, which is very, very important. Why? Because normally to get a lead and to follow it and take it up, it's going to be a challenge unless and until you get a stipulated data in your hand. But here you are getting the trade leads in your hand. Perform in terms of, when you talk about a platform, when you get a buy and sell opportunity, yes, that's available for you, and the service is available in multiple languages. Plus, we have given importance to every section of the society. So nowhere we are going to leave anybody behind. We are going to take everybody together in the path of success. So that's exactly where I look at MSME Global Portal as a very big blessing totally. Now, the marketing intelligence, this is very, very important that we are going to talk about, where you're going to collect and disseminate both the domestic and international market for the MSME. And this cell is, in addition, they're trying to spread the programs and schemes for MSME and disseminate the information in the best manner possible. Now, who said that people do not like the Indian pickles in Europe? Definitely there is a market for Indian pickles in the Europe, but the only problem is that you do not know exactly who is the buyer, where is the market that is available. For that, you need to employ artificial intelligence, marketing intelligence services, which will be able to detect the data and let it know to the seller so that automatically they can spread their wings, they can spread the network and start marketing it. Similarly, there is always a demand for Indian Ayurveda products. Now, there are a lot of small scale companies who want their Ayurveda products to be marketed globally. But the only problem again is that since you don't have enough reach, you do not have enough marketing, the products get stagnated back. So using the marketing intelligence, the MSME ideas can be made to reach to different corners of the globe where you can find new markets and you will be able to market it. So this is definitely going to be a journey of excitement, journey of growth, and a journey of great success ahead. With this, I come to the conclusion of this particular session. I hope and believe that all the information shared through this particular session will be of a great value and resource to you. In the upcoming sessions, we shall learn more about the different factors, the different organizations who are helping the MSMEs to grow. But until then, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay enlightened forever. Thank you once again for joining me today on this wonderful session.